Anybody here? Anybody here? Is this thing working? Are we on? Yes, we are. We are here. How are you today? Welcome to the program. It's a Friday, option expiry Friday, November the 15th, 2024. It's the third Friday of November. All hell's going to break loose today. Like it or not, it is going to be a volatile session today. It's the third Friday of the month. Most contracts for stock options, they expire on the third Friday of every month. This is a holdover from the days back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when at that time, up until most of the 80s, at that time, options only were created where they expired every third Friday. And at first, in the earliest times, back in the ancient 1970s, options expired the third Friday of every third month only. So you had the third Friday of March, the third Friday of June, third Friday of September, and the third Friday in December. You had only those four expiry dates for options once a quarter, and people were gambling. Well, the option's expiring in 6 weeks. That's the next one to go. Should I write a 6-week expiry contract or buy a 6-week, or should I buy a 6-week plus a 3-month, or should I get into a 4.5-month contract? Those are the next two. Then in the 80s, we got radical. Every month we started having expiries. Every month on the third Friday of the month. Well, every institution out there, from Berkshire Hathaway to a bank to insurance companies to mutual funds and pension funds, they wrote contracts that expired the third Friday of these various months. And the most active options expiry dates to this very day: March third Friday, June third Friday, September third Friday, and December third Friday. Those are the most active months and weeks for option expiry. Even though now we have weekly expiry, and now they're talking about going into the top 10 most active traded stock option scenarios that are daily. They might go Monday, Wednesday, Friday expiries. And then they're talking daily expiries, an option that gets created today that dies tonight. It gets created Monday morning, dies Monday night. And they're talking. We'll see just where this goes. But right now, it's the weekly option expiry game. And today happens to be the third Friday of November. So there are a lot of options expiring today versus last week versus next week. Just saying. And you can figure that out yourself by going to the most active traded option plays out there. And you'll notice, oh yeah, geez, next month, holy crap. Is it December 20? I can't remember what next December's third Friday could be the most active set of contract expiries for the year. A lot of volatility there. A lot of other options expire the same time. The third Friday of the third month, the 6th month, the 9th month, and the 12th month. Those are witching hour expiries. Futures are expiring. Currency futures are expiring. Bond futures are expiring, all on the third Friday of every quarter. It's a big deal and it's trillions of dollars that are being repositioned in commodities, currencies, bonds, treasuries, stocks. You name it. It's a fun time. And then there's the derivative market. That's the black hole you don't know about that you can't get into. There's that game. Oh, they love that game, those guys. There's all that too. Look, I'm asking a question here today on my poll question today. I would really love it if you guys could take the time to answer my poll question today. And it's a simple, really straightforward question. I think SOFI shares will jump $10 a share within a month of the company being included into the S&P 500. And 73% of you so far are saying, yeah, I think it will, Bruce. The minute they announce that this thing's part of the S&P, the stock will go up about $10 in the first month right after that. Now, look, is it possible that we could see the $10 move after they announce it? Or will the $10 move happen the day from the date of inclusion and it'll go? It varies, but there's going to be a major move on SOFI the minute anything like that is announced. 97 votes have come in so far. 74% say yeah, 26% say no, 3-1. We're going to, of course, follow that. The company has done the hard lifting already. SOFI has done the hard part to become included in the S&P 500. The thing that they've done is they've become profitable for 4 consecutive quarters. They're now going into, I think they're into 4 or 5 or 6. So the end of this month, next month, December, will be probably the 5th consecutive quarter of profits. They just did their 4th last quarter. So this company is quickly going to join the ranks. The other way to measure it, the so-called experts out there, if you ask them, what does it take to become a member of the S&P 500? Experts will say to you, well, you have to have at least an $18 billion market cap. If you're not worth $18 billion, you can't be included in the S&P 500. Well, I have a little surprise for some of you guys out there. You may want to take a little look here at these little photos or these little images that I found. Don't mind me. Here we go. Can I get this to work? I used to. Here we go. All right, let's see if I can make this happen. Here's some imagery for you that you might find entertaining. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. I'll just put myself way down here. Look at down here, right by my finger down here. See that number 500? That is the 500th most valuable company inside the S&P 500 right now. It is something called Borg Warner. And go the first column after this, it says 7.53 billion. That's the market cap value of Borg Warner just recently. SOFI is worth almost double that. The next one is Paramount Global, Walgreens, Boots Alliance, then Huntington. Go all the way up, go up, go up, go up. At the very top, LKQ, I don't know what they are, worth $10 billion. Okay, that's the 481st largest market cap company in the S&P 500. SOFI is bigger than those guys. Here's the next list here from 480, Charles River, all the way up to 461, which is CarMax. You know who CarMax is. We heard those guys. CarMax is worth $12.1 billion. SOFI is bigger than those guys. Let's go higher. By the way, did you notice Norwegian is in the top of that list there? See that? Let's go higher. From $12.2 billion, Host Hotels and Resorts, all the way up to Tapestry Incorporated, number 441, $13.4 billion. SOFI is bigger than those guys. A higher market cap. Bruce, are you kidding me? You can't be serious. Let's take a look at actually this list right here. Number 446 is Stanley Black & Decker. You know who those guys are. They produce, by the way, did you know that their product is produced between Vietnam and China? They don't produce anything in America anymore. So-called Stanley Black & Decker, a former American company. It's not American. They produce everything overseas. $13.2 billion. SOFI is worth $14.5 billion. So take a look here. You can see right there, 14.5 billion puts them right around 433. Jabil Incorporated. Okay, if the shares go up, SOFI, to $14.50, a dollar higher, you're going to join Domino's right here, Domino's. You're going to be a $15 billion market cap company at Domino's level. By the way, did you hear? Berkshire Hathaway is buying into Domino's. That's a sign. If Berkshire is interested in Domino's, which is worth $15 billion, you think they might be interested in SOFI when they hit $15 billion? Hello? Is anybody listening? Look at the numbers going up here. Do you recognize any of these companies? Moderna is 424 at $15.3 billion. Textron, Marathon Oil Corporation, Hormel Foods at $16.6 billion. Look at these guys. News Corp up there, $17 billion. They're 410 on the S&P 500 cap range. And none of those companies, not one of these guys, would be allowed into the S&P 500 if they were not in already. Why? They're not worth $18 billion. The story goes that in order to join the S&P 500, you have to have a market cap of at least $18 billion to qualify. You got to be in the top 400. Well, why are these 100 guys here? The reason is that the reason that they're there is because they could have all been worth a lot more at one time. They may all be slumping. especially the bottom 50, the 450 down to 500. Many of those might be on the way out the door. We're hearing about super microcomputer being delisted, like not just out of the S&P 500. They're talking about delisting the company because their financials are unreliable. Their auditor walked out the door. They got all kinds of problems, delays in filing and everything else. So there's a possibility here that a number of S&P 500s every 3 months, we may see 3 to 10 every 3 months get kicked out and 3 to 10 get kicked in, because there are many companies from 500 to 600 that qualify in one way or another. Now, in the case of SOFI, I think there's only one thing left to happen. Stock hits about $18 a share, and it's a $19.5 billion market cap company. And it made money for 4 quarters. By the end of the year, 5 quarters in a row. Automatic inclusion. I mean, automatic. Then, if the shares go up $10 a share from 18 to 28 over the next little while, the company's a $30 billion market cap company. Now, wait a minute. Now they're in the top 350. Yeah, hello. Is this starting to make sense to you guys? The higher the stock goes for SOFI, the higher the ranking inside the S&P 500 these guys get. And the higher that happens, the more shares that must be acquired by ETFs that track the S&P 500 index. And the banking indexes, they have to buy into SOFI. Also, the AI and high-tech indexes. This SOFI is a technology company. They're going to be included in dozens of new indexes, and there will be hundreds of institutions buying the stock to get a position into SOFI to reflect the movement of these indexes with the stock in there. And the more valuable SOFI gets, the more shares they have to buy. And that, to me, spells doom and gloom for the short sellers. Because with 162 million shorted, which used to be 182 million a few months ago, these 162, they're going to have to go down to 60 million short. There's a problem here in Houston, and that is stocks going a lot higher, not lower. Fascinating, isn't it? I find it absolutely incredible. One more thing. There's always one more thing. Just look. I'm not kidding. There's always just one more thing. Okay, just one thing. Okay. First of all, don't make this guy mad. You're an idiot. And second thing, welcome to the party. Way to go, cash secured put writers and credit spread writers. Mr. Takagi won't be joining us for the rest of his life. That's another thing, because he wouldn't give us the code. He won't be joining us for the rest of his life. And don't forget the opposite. All your friends think that they can buy stock and buy options. I'm George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. Just do the opposite and you'll make money. Anyway, just one more thing on SOFI. One more thing. The stock is listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. Did you hear the news yesterday about a company that wants to delist from the New York Stock Exchange and list on the NASDAQ stock exchange? Palantir. Did you hear that? That came out yesterday afternoon. Palantir. They want to get off the New York exchange and get on the NASDAQ exchange. Why would they want to do that? They just joined the S&P 500 like 3 months ago. There's been talk for certain 6 months that they should be in there, and they got into the S&P 500 and they're listed on New York, and now they want to delist on New York and go to NASDAQ. In the old days, when I was a young man in my 30s, back in the 80s, the whole thing was, here's the thing, you wanted to be a New York listed company. You didn't want to be Amex, and you didn't want to be NASDAQ, and you didn't want to be on the Philadelphia Exchange. You didn't want to be on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Didn't want to be in the Vancouver Stock Exchange. You didn't want to be where I was on the Alberta Stock Exchange. You wanted to be on the New York Stock Exchange, because Anna Maria Bartiromo was on the floor, and CNBC was there, and all the floor traders were there. And that's where all the panache was. That's where all the chutzpah was. was. If you were king crap, you were on New York. If you were a highly speculative tech stock, you were on NASDAQ. If you were a very solid, button-down New York institutional company, you might be on Amex. That was acceptable. There is no Amex anymore. It's now New York and it's NASDAQ. And Palantir wants to get off the New York Stock Exchange. Why? Why do they want to become part of the NASDAQ Stock Exchange? Just one thing. I keep telling you, I'm not kidding. There's just this one thing, okay? Palantir wants to become not only part of the S&P 500, they want to become part of the NASDAQ 100. They want to be part of the NASDAQ 100 inclusion to be in that index. They're a $135 billion company right now, Palantir, 135 billion market cap. They would be in the top 50 of NASDAQ's 100 easily. They're not a $1 trillion company, but they're on their way. That stock goes to 70, 80, 90 bucks a share. They're worth over $200 billion. They're bigger than IBM at that point in market cap. They want to be included in the NASDAQ 100, which means, of course, for those of you who've been here a while, you know what I'm going to tell you. You know what I'm about to say. If you become part of the NASDAQ 100, your stock has to be acquired by hundreds of ETFs and mutual funds to track the NASDAQ 100 performance. If all the index funds will have to now buy Palantir on top of all the index funds that I've already bought Palantir because they're in the S&P 500. They'll be in both indexes at the same time, just like Apple and NVIDIA and all the Magnificent Seven. Now Palantir wants into that. Well, guess where SOFI is listed? Does anybody want to put your hand up? Where does SOFI trade? The NASDAQ. SOFI is listed on the NASDAQ exchange. What does that mean? You know, I'm going to tell you this. If SOFI becomes a member of the S&P 500, it won't be long until SOFI is a member of the NASDAQ 100. And there will be hundreds of institutional investment firms buying up SOFI because they're part of the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. Now, why are there people out there buying SOFI for the last few days, weeks, when the stock broke $10, $11? Why won't it go back to 8? Why? Just one thing. The stock's $13.35. We all know about this so-called $14.54 magic price and all hell breaking loose there. And now we're going, wait a minute, if it breaks $14.54 and it runs to $18, $20, S&P 500 inclusion, NASDAQ 100 possibility of inclusion within half a year after that. Oh, what a year you could be having. A $10 bump in SOFI to 28 bucks because of S&P, $30 billion market cap, and inclusion possibility into NASDAQ 100, another $10 a share, $40 a share on your SOFI. This is why you see these what are called thumbnails on YouTube when you're just looking at videos to watch. You're bored. You want to see a cop beat somebody up. You want to see a person say, "I'm not going to give you my identification." Whatever you like watching on YouTube. You like watching Seinfeld clips. You like watching men proposing to women in a romantic way. You love watching videos where soldiers come home and surprise family members. You love watching all that stuff. And you're watching these thumbnails pop up, suggested videos, because you're a SOFI follower. SOFI, 45 bucks a share. SOFI about to explode. SOFI going nuts. SOFI. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that the institutional world has accepted SOFI as a legit fintech entity with multiple divisions of profitability with high margins of profitability. This is a tech stock that will have 50 to 60% profit margins. This thing is not your neighborhood bank in downtown, small town America. Not at all. These guys will make profits on loans. Yes. They'll make the traditional banking profits doing traditional banking things. Of course, that's their base. That's what they're built on. That's what those pilings are holding the building up here. But the skyscraper up there, where they're going up there, is all the technology and artificial intelligent banking that is coming and is already invading us. It's already hitting. These guys at the forefront of this stuff. And there are hundreds, there are hundreds of financial institutions that don't have the back office that SOFI has. They're using SOFI's back office to be financial entities in their own right. So SOFI is profiting off of hundreds of other corporations. Some are private, some are public, including Robinhood, which is exploding, they say. SOFI is a huge winner. This is going to be the #1 fintech bank, period, because their footprint is just blowing out. Can't stop this. 40% growth on memberships alone. That is not a traditional bank. No. Bank of America would be thrilled to announce that they had 5% more customers this year than last year. They could announce that. Wells Fargo could say that. Oh, they'd be jumping up and down. These guys are doing 40% a year. SOFI, 40% consistently. They just keep growing out, and they're nowhere. They're at 12 million members now. Is it 12 million? I have trouble keeping up. It's going to go to 50, 60 million easily, and that's half of Costco memberships, by the way. Just put everything in perspective. There are people paying Costco $60 to $100 a year each to be a member of a store. Okay, SOFI allows you to become a member of their bank for nothing. And then you can utilize all the services and then pay fees as you go. SOFI, if SOFI were to make $100 a customer profit from membership, just being part of my bank, and I can make $100 a year off of you in my services that I provide you, $2 a week. That's hardly a detriment to people's lives. SOFI with 50 million members, $100 a member in revenue. Do the math. Is that 50 billion? I can't do the math. 50 million times $100. $5 billion in revenue just from that. Then there's the interest on the loans, the interest on the credit cards, the fees to trade. Just mind-numbing. It's a $25 billion, $50 billion in revenue company. Yeah, this is going to $50 a share and beyond. Noto isn't going to sell any of his stock. He's going to earn $300 million in bonuses from stock options that he's going to be granted, 25 a share, 30 a share, 35 a share, and therefore, and thereon, and thereon, and they're going to give him new options, 50 a share, 75 a share, 100 a share. He's going to get those kinds of options, just like Elon Musk got options on Tesla stock as it went up and up and up to the 4,000s. SOFI is going to make Noto a billionaire, and he's going to make many of you on this show millionaires and 100,000aires. And you know who you are. You know exactly how wealthy you're going to become if you're still a SOFI shareholder or a cash secured put writer. You are going to be taken up to the stratosphere of cash. The stratosphere. You're going to make a ton of money, and you're going to keep making it and keep making it and keep making it. Thank you, Anthony Noto and the team. 1337 is where the stock is right now, and I'm telling you, it ain't going back to 8. And when it hits 18 to 20, it's not going back to 1337 either. That's the other thing. You've got to get that in your mind. You got to realize, oh yeah, if this thing goes to 18 and is part of S&P 500, the likelihood is a $25 to $28 stock. There's not going to be a 1337 ever again. That's right. Then it's never going to 18 again. Now it's going to go from 25, 28 to 38 to 40. It'll kiss 28 goodbye. That's coming. Not tomorrow. Okay, not in the next 15 minutes, all right? Get that 8-second attention span stuff out of your heads. Think big. Think the future. Think momentum. And say, thank you, SOFI. May I have another? That is the story. And this is just an old man, very old man, 69 years old. I'm antique, baby. No hair left on here. I mean, it's ridiculous. Do not open a YouTube channel. Do not become a YouTuber with a white background if you're trying to show off your hair, because it doesn't work. There isn't nothing to see anyway. I'm an old guy in an apartment in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing burger. 289 people are here. No one watches me. I'm not like famous, you know. I don't walk down the streets of New York City, which I've done now twice this summer. I walked down the streets of New York City. No one came up to me in New York, went, "Hey, aren't you Uncle Bruce? I watch you all the time from Wall Street. I know you. My brother-in-law is a broker with blah, blah, blah. He knows about your channel." No one came up to me in New York City. Somebody came up to me on the ship, on the Queen Mary 2. Someone came up to Jen and I said, "Aren't you Bruce?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah, I am. How do you know me?" I'm looking at the person like, "How do you know me?" "Oh, it's really a pleasure to meet you." Shaking my hand. "Oh, I watch you on Traveling with Bruce." And he didn't know I had a second channel. He just found my traveling channel because I started making videos about the Queen Mary 2. And he's on the Queen Mary 2. And so he's watching these videos. And here he is, because he knew I was on the ship. But he didn't know I had a second channel. So there's 293 of you here. And I thank you for being here, because I think you guys are going to score and are already, you're already scoring touchdowns. That's a fact, Jack. How many of you have averages in SOFI under $8? How many of you were buying SOFI in the 4s and 5s? Do you remember those days? It was a long time we were down there. $4 to $6 a share. A long time. Between $5 and $7 a share, $5 and $8 a share, a long time. But now we're at $13.36. It won't go down. It's not collapsing. Here's a sign. It's a sign. Oh, baby. Welcome, everybody, to the program. It's nice to have you here. Well done, everybody. What else going on? Am I missing any messages? There's a few messages that have come through here. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you. Lee Mortimer, Mandu number 5, Robert Haggis, Burrow King Sound, M.E.Co., blessings to a fellow Guyanese, blessings to you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you. Alberto, good morning, Bagel Familia. You may get that dinero now, people. Go get your dinero. DC, good morning. I'm yawning, but I'm here, baby. Eddie Martin's here. Andre is here. Andre Della Torre, to be exact, brand new member of this channel. Welcome, my friend. Still can't join members chat in the morning. Surely doing something wrong. It's gotta be your device. I've had people tell me this over the years, and I'll give you everything I can tell you about. Sometimes it's a YouTube setting, but sometimes it's your device's setting. Your device thinks anything from YouTube is junk mail or dangerous. You've got to look into your settings. Again, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to tell you to do this. Maybe some folks here will help you, or you might find a YouTube video about this kind of stuff. I don't know where else to send you for sure. So Sharon is here, DC, number 24. DH Root at 26. Charlie, good morning, all. I'm number 27 on Bruce's thumbs ups meter. Thank you for these thumbs ups, you guys. Appreciate it. Andre Ebby says, I saw the day you joined this group. It said chilling level. Am I right? Andre, I finally got in. I'm in. DC, SOFI to 25. H. Gregory, good morning. Ding. DC, then I buy my 30-25 hybrid, maybe 25 Civic hybrid. The Big E is here. Welcome all. It's the 2025, says DC. Richard Carlin, good day. Hello, good morning. Bobby, Jarrett, Corinne, Richard Vaughn, number 55. Thank you all for being here. James of the Misty Tree. Larry Titus is here. HCL, Borg Warner makes small engines and motors. Mike, SOFI 100 yet? Andre, and transmissions. Mike H, and turbos. Eddie Martin, I bought Palantir at S&P Inclusion, and we know where it is now, baby. Oh, yeah. Love Boat Cap that is in the house. Welcome. SOFI needs to hit 18 a share before it can meet the requirements of the S&P. Likely not until mid or late 2025. Really? You think that a $5 move is not possible? Like Rocket Lab moved $5 the other day? May not have held it, but it moved it. I don't know, my friend. Maybe it's going to be sooner than that. I don't know. You might be right. I might be right. We might both be wrong. Well, welcome to the program. Stephen Carney sold December 20 GameStop calls at the 25 and 29 strikes. They're showing a loss as of now, but I think I'll just fold my arms and see what happens. Either way, the June 25-10 calls I have are printing nicely. This is a poor man covered call writer, and you're doing very smartly, very well. Enjoy the ride. I like this game. I think you like this game too. Welcome all to the program. Walter Young, good morning. Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen, good morning. Bagel Familia, thumbs up number 61. Welcome, Haggis. Gensler is gone, says Haggis. The man, question is how long until SOFI is in the SP 500? Could be 2 months, could be 2 years, I don't know. Alberto, Loveboat Captain, not true. Inclusion in the SP 500 as of 2021, 13.1 billion market cap, publicly traded New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, or CBOE, liquid at least 400,000 shares, average daily trading volume of 250,000 a day. Interesting news there. Daddy-O, good morning all. Aurora, I'm number 70, thumbs up. Alberto, 4 consecutive profit, net income, positive net income, U.S. domiciled, be reviewed by Rep. Market leaders, financial help, liquidity. There you go. Michael H. Hey, Alberto. Michael H. How you been? How you doing? Good. SOFI calls, making money. DC, setting my SOFI limit sell to 28. Love Boat, it's 18 billion. That's what I think it is. Alberta, it's all great. John Biscuit, nothing will happen when it reaches 1454. It's all pie in the sky, Uncle Bruce. It might go up a bit, but nothing dramatic. Mr. Monsters, why would it go up crazy if it hit 1454? I don't understand. Maybe, Mr. Monsters, you're new and you haven't been here a while, and you need to kind of hang out a little bit. You'll get it. It'll come together. Just like it was supposed to crash yesterday, John. Just like yesterday. Absolutely. It'll only run if the market is in general goes up. The man, GameStop needs to stay below 30 until August. I don't want it to pay short-term gains on my shares. So is it time to go all in on SOFI? Double D, Uncle Bruce, I'm going to write a cover call on video. Should I look at 3-month calls or write a 9-day call and close just before earnings? Should I be a gambler or should I be a casino? How do I proceed? What do you think the answer is, folks? What should Double D do? Anybody want to promote think about an answer for Double D? JD, yesterday I sold 2 January 25 GameStop covered calls with a $60 strike, and I got $740 for this. Is this legit? Unbelievable. John, it might then go up like Rocket Lab did, but then soon afterward crash, just like Rocket Lab has done. There you go. Mr. Premium, happy Friday. It's time to fill our pockets. We open in 27 minutes. Alberto, what's up, Hermando, POTO. Mr. Premium, Birdie, welcome. Mike, John, Biscuits, and Gravy still trolling the channel. I see. Good to see. I have my opinion, says John. Beach Boy, Alberta, Mr. Premium, an honor to be on the same chat. Half Spark, how many shares are you aiming for? Bobby, every day, Mike, every day. John, it's not trolling. It's just, I'm just not all fours, with my mouth full and whatever. Hey, whatever. It's okay. Alberta, John, I love your analytics. I always do the opposite of your statements. Thank you. You're welcome. Mike, wish I had your dedication, sir. Mr. Premium, Beach Boy, let's go. Alberta, Beachy, you're here. John Biscuit. Anyway, you'll all be glad to know this is my last day on here as I am retiring. You'll miss my insights, I know. John, I wish you nothing but the best, no matter what you do. You stay, you go, you don't, you make money, you don't. I just want you to. I hope you get rich. I really do. I have no hard feelings. It's okay. GameStop up $1, baby. Alberto, John, please don't. Congrats on your retirement. Amy J, number 100. Good morning. Microism, don't let the door hit you. Where good Lord, not everyone is as charitable. The man, I need GameStop to have its $4 pullback so I can buy my $30 calls. Alex, number 78. Good morning, fellow simpletons and degenerates. Stephanie, please, gamblers, take my GameStop shares away from me at $30 so I can average up on SOFI. Please. Andrea Buongiorno a tutti. Good day. DC, because of Uncle Bruce, I'm up $12,700 in less than 2 months. Yeah. Well done. Mike, I wrote 145 SOFI, 14 and a half for next Friday. When it was over $14, I think I'll buy back today. Charlie C2, congrats, Dane. Keep up the good work. John Biscuit, I'm up 75 grand, and I hate this guy. There you go. Alex, hey, Uncle B. I won't be at the class tomorrow as I have a family commitment. I can't swerve, but I'll be picking it up next week. No problem, Alex. You know you're going to get the class whenever you're ready for it. John, glad to get out of my Rocket Lab Inspire shares. Mandu, number 5. Great work there, Ding. ER, I'm number 111 on Bruce's thumbs ups meter. Thank you. Alberto, Beach Boy, and John Biscuit chatting. Worlds collide. Derek, Morning Uncle B. Today we're cashing checks and snapping necks. DC, thank you, Charlie. Tyler, time to go all in on SoFi. Take us to the moon. Depeche. Wow, dang, congrats. Thomas, hello. Andre, I have hundreds in SoFi shares. I have hundreds of SoFi shares on eToro, but I can't do options. I want to sell for a profit and move to Tasty Trade that allow me to do options. Good move or not? Probably a very good move. Jeff, number 119. Kenji, good morning. I just sold all of my January 17 $7 calls on Wednesday and sold 46 wrote 46 Jan 2026 17 puts. Nice going. Brought in a few bucks, I think. Who's this? RB says, are you up and me tanking? I don't know what this means. Okay, a couple stocks going down. Charlie, definitely a great move. Andre, Willie, good morning. Number 123 on Bruce's thumbs up meter. We're at 7:06 my time, 24 minutes before the opening. Thank you, everybody. Keep those thumbs ups coming. 289 are here. Bobby, a good move if you're sticking around this channel, Andrea. Charlie, you need to make money on those shares for holding them. Andrea, the man, how do people in here deal with the tax problems that I doubt I'm having next year at the rate I'm going? And then Charlie, premium money. Andrea, Charlie, do you suggest to buy at market price? Deep value, Alberto, exactly. Bobby, save 20-30% on another account for taxes. There's an idea. Mike, the man, tax loss harvesting between now and the end of the year. That's another way. Bobby, personally, I save up to $5,000 for taxes. Flint, good morning, gang. Blocked the biscuit page long ago. I blocked the biscuit a long time ago. There you go. Charlie, set a limit for at market price. You'll always never want to buy or sell at market. You always want to set limit prices. Alberto Flint, love you, baby. R4, I have a blind dog. His name is Alberto. Where's White Feather, Credit Savage, and others? You know what's funny, Alberto, is some of these folks are no longer members of this channel. They've made a killing. They've moved on, and they occasionally join us, and they don't support the channel anymore. They just, they enjoy their ride, and they're richer than stink, and it is what it is. But hey, it's a YouTube channel. I don't make you pay me to be here. People can be here for free, and they can come and go all they want. And you don't sign lifelong commitments to be part of this family. And so sometimes family members move away for a while. They might get homesick someday. I don't know. Others just get to a point where I don't need this guy anymore. Everything he talks about, I know. And nothing is going to happen going forward that will surprise me anymore. And so I'm on my own. And again, this is life. I miss some of the names from the past. I do. But I'm still here doing what I do. Anyway, Andre, Charlie, my actual average is 962 on eToro. Mike, Alberto, DQ still around? RB, ATIP, and ME tanking. Can always use them as tax loss against the winners of Rocket Lab and SoFi. Alberto, I just spoke with DQ. He's all good. Mike H, good to hear. Charlie, Uncle Bruce, when GameStop was down close to 20, I wrote a Jan 25 put spread, 25.30 and 28.23. Okay, I'm already confused. I've closed out the 25.30 with a profit, and I could possibly close the 20.30 out today. Is that gambling? Again, you did a put spread? With the stock around 20, something there doesn't jive. Anyway, Charlie, nice. Just be sure your new account with the new broker has the abilities to write the options you want. Terry McBee, good morning, Bruce. Hey, I opened a SoFi account last year, and as an experiment, I recently tried to open a home improvement loan, and I was denied. Interesting. I have over $5 million in assets. Yeah, I've heard stories about SoFi being very peculiar about this and that. I don't know, what, how, where, when they operate. I mean, I'm not in that entity to know this stuff. but I have heard anomalies. But again, I can't answer. Do they make money? Yes. How and why and where and from whom? That's their gig. I don't know. Alberto, I sent them a private message to get on. Kent is in the house. Gulf weather down here, Uncle Bruce. Oh, beautiful Rancho Mirage. Looking so good on that avatar. Oh, I love that. Touch grass. I'm still here, baby. Mike, I had some family issues, Bruce, but I'm feeling nostalgic now. Mike H., you got to become a member again. Andrea, Charlie, yeah, I already have an account on Tasty Trade that allows me to do options. Andrea, you need to become a member. Gold Bagel member of these, you guys. John, I've been blocked by a lot of people, and this is where they've been going wrong. I'm an avid buyer of soap. There you go. Terry, I think a B. I don't know what this means. R4 picked up a few Rocket Lab 17 puts. Did you write a few puts? You didn't buy them. You sold them. 541 premium for Jan 26 yesterday. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming you wrote the puts. My newbies do this all the time. They say one thing, but they mean another. DQ, I'm alive, baby. I'm alive, but not a member. Thank you, my friend. RB, I'm off into the big world. I loaded with dollars, going to write all the way to heaven here. Terry, IG warning sign. I have 60,000 shares too. So, Terry, get richer because of these guys. But I don't, I can't answer their business things as you've figured out already. Thank you, Terry, for being here. You should become a member, maybe. John Biscuit, but do you have $6 million in debts, maybe? Mike, hey, DQ. Terry, big warning sign right there. Charlie, be honest, is Tony buried in the backyard? DQ, Mike, oh, man, long time. Hope things are going better for you. Andrea, by selling my shares at 962 average, I'll have to buy at a higher price, but I believe it will be well worth it. DQ, there is no Tony. There's only Zool, says DQ. Mike, yeah, DQ, yeah, rough patch for a while, but all good now. Killing it with SOFI and Rocket Lab. R4 sold them. Terry McMeet, 60,000 shares I own of this thing. Flint, Alberto, love you, baby. Mike, free Tony, please. Terry, I might consider selling all the shares. Well, there you go. RB, rock and roll, as the old folks say. Charlie C2, this is what Uncle Bruce has been suggesting recently for SOFI. You could sell your shares and write cash secured puts and bring in 30-40% cash on top of the money you got. Not bad. DQ, Mike H, good to hear. Had a family issue like yours this year. It's been a rough one. Charlie, sell in eToro. DC, Bruce will be with your channel. I will be with your channel forever, even when a millionaire. Jim Cramer would agree. Your channel, the best. Charlie, Uncle Bruce, I will email you about my previous put question. When I wrote those put spreads, both were at maximum value. I expect the price to rise above strike price, so that time decay helped. Mike H, not fun. Hope all is well, though. There you go. Welcome all to the program. Whether you're a member or not, whether you're a subscriber or not, you're just lurking. I appreciate you all being here. Terry, interesting. Terry, I've been telling my viewers since 850 on SOFI. If you think that's it, if you feel that, this price is the stratosphere, and there were people at 850 going, I don't know if it can go any higher because it just always backs off. It went to 950. I told people, you don't feel comfortable, sell your stock, write cash secured puts. They started writing 10s for Jan 26, hauling in $330 a share on an 850 stock sale, which meant they were getting 850 plus 330, 1180 they were getting. Then they rolled into 12s and added another couple of bucks. Then they rolled into 15s and added another couple of dollars to their cash balance. Now they're sitting on $17, $18. They're going from 15s to 17s. They're going from 17s to 20s. Again, depending on the stock, this is what's happening with cash secured writers. They just roll up and take the money in advance. They take the sell proceeds and the premium up front, write as many puts as they can and keep rolling. Willing to buy back. The money's in their account to buy it back. So if the stock wants to go down, they'll buy back the stock and now write calls or sell the stock and write more puts. It's okay. It's all right. Welcome, everybody, to the program. DQ, looking forward to 2025. 2024 can't end fast enough. Mike agrees with that comment right there. Mark Downs, your thoughts on MSTR, cash secured puts, a covered call, short-term, awesome premiums. Thanks. I don't know anything about the company, so I haven't mentioned it. I have no right to talk about MSTR. I don't know it. I don't have time to follow a million positions. Maybe I should be following it. Beach Boy, where's Henry? Whatever happened to him? Alex, Tony, all the time. Stock markets with Bruce Legend, and yet he never gets the crud out of his mouth. What is with that? Alberto Credit Savage sends his love as well. He's got a few things going on, but we'll be back soon. Mike, Henry had a bad day. Yeah, he was trying to cross that river, and he got all torn up about something. John, whatever happened to Cheddar Stacks? He was a funny fellow. Beach Boy, I already was in pieces, says Beach Boy, about Henry. Is being labeled a pattern day trader a bad thing? It doesn't help. You want to have an account big enough, or it's got to be a cash account to avoid that designation. Again, be careful out there. Beach Boy, Cheddar, whatever the Cheddar. Charlie, I must have blocked John Biscuit. I'm not seeing any of his messages. Mike H. R4, not if you have 25 grand in your account. You're not a day pattern trader if you have enough money in it. And there's the dilemma. Some folks are trying to be very active in the market when they shouldn't be, because they're going to be nailed as pattern traders. If you go cash only, it doesn't matter. If you can grow your account past 25 grand, it doesn't matter. And there you are. And those are SEC rules. I didn't make them. I'm just telling you what I know. I am a day trader, says Alberto. Definitely. R4, thanks, Mike. Got in the get the equity. Adam, I think some people are trying to get the PDT rules revised. And Mike H, this is good stuff. Thank you all for being here. We're 14 minutes away from the opening. We're going to shift over right now to member-only commentary. Thank you all for being here, following us, hanging out, throwing your ideas around, greeting and meeting and asking, and the participation. I love it. I just love it. Right now, though, it is time to shift the channel to the folks who keep the channel on the air, without question. The members, I cannot ever thank you enough for being a member of this channel, especially those of you who have stepped up to the penthouse level of this channel. Those of you who have become gold bagel level members of this channel. You guys, you deserve all the kudos. I can't thank enough. Jen can't thank you enough. We love it that you're here. Welcome all of you to the program. You can hang out for free all you want. Of course, you could be a subscriber. Please be a subscriber. And thank you again for being part of the show. Those of you participating here, I love this. 256 people have now answered my poll question today, and 150 people have hit the thumbs up button today. So this is great. We love hitting 200 every day on the thumbs up meter. If we could break that, even better. 310 people are here, 150 thumbs ups, only 160 slackers are out there. And don't forget, slackers, Strickland monitors the halls of this channel. He hands out pink slips. Don't get caught by Strickland. He never had hair. Like me, never had hair. Anyway, thank you again for the thumbs ups, and thank you for answering the poll question. 257 votes. The question: I think SOFI shares will jump $10 a share within a month of S&P inclusion. It's a done deal. 74% are saying yep. No matter what the stock does, the minute they're in that S&P 500, there's a $10 move coming one way or the other, and 74% say yeah. 26%. I'm not so sure about that. Palantir did a lot more than $10 a share, didn't it? It's almost a triple for Palantir. Maybe a 2.5 timer. $40 move on Palantir, wasn't it? Wasn't it about $40? At least $30 a share for Palantir. Like, whoa! There are 20 billion shares out there for Palantir. It's a lot of stock. There's 1 billion shares on SOFI. The stuff I bring up for you guys about the knowledge here on SOFI, to make you aware, there's only 1 billion shares on SOFI. They're going to be in the S&P 500. It's only a matter of time. They'll be one of the tightest held stocks because over half the stock is held by institutions. There's 162 million shorted. There's going to be 110 million taken out of the free float to be given to the creditors of SOFI under that swap deal, that capped call transaction. There's going to be a short squeeze on SOFI. There's going to be a short squeeze. There's going to be a gazillion institutions that must buy the stock. They will have to buy the stock. And the higher it goes, the more shares they will have to buy. And because this stock is going to be in the technology indexes, the banking indexes, the S&P 500 index, we're talking about all kinds of different ETFs out there and mutual funds that will have to buy the stock. It might be 200 different entities that will have to buy SOFI. And they will not buy it until it's in the S&P 500. Not the day before, not the week before, the day of. They all know they have to buy it. There's no way the stock's only going to go up $10 a share. No way. Only $10 a share. With maybe 200 million to chase. Do you have any idea what we're talking about here? Is it ringing in your head at all? This is about to become one of the biggest payoffs for investors, period. And there's so many people that have poo-pooed this stock when it was $7, $8. I mean, there were analysts out there. There's an analyst calling this a $4 stock. Will not up the target price from $4 a share. How does this person even be known as an analyst? How does that even happen? Why would anyone follow this moron? I don't. But then again, we need people like that. We need shills to down talk the stock and watch their followers get slaughtered. Just saying. I don't know. Luca, hi everybody. Stock man, Mark, Uncle Bruce, good morning. Mike H, see you guys. I'll be back soon, I promise. Mark Downs, MSTR, a micro strategy, largest owner of Bitcoin. I avoid these stocks. I avoid these stories. You know I do. You know I do out there. You're on your own. Beach Boy, Alberto. No, you're not. You're the pile pole dancer. Alberto dances atop his piles. Oh, cash. Lorraine, number 151 thumbs ups. Good morning. Jeff Glass, is it at 25,000 account balance or 25,000 in cash? Jeff, I don't know the answer to that. In account, according to FINRA. Romeo, good morning all. Been wanting to do a one-on-one, but I want to, and I think I should have all lessons with good understanding first. Is this a good idea? Don't have all the lessons yet. 5 more left to get. You have to answer that for yourself. When you feel ready, you're ready. I've had people have one-on-ones with me with 0 lessons. I've had people do one-on-ones with me, and then they buy the lessons. They go, okay, I get it now, because hanging out with this guy for an hour, and he's asking me questions about my portfolio and my investing history, and I'm telling him about what my situation is, and my wife and my father-in-law and my mom and my kids and my cousins and my uncles and the whole. And now he gets it. He understands, okay, I now understand your situation. Here's how you can proceed going forward. And then the realization is, I got to take his lessons and have them in my portfolio so I can rewatch them anytime I need them. But Romeo, it's up to you. You'll know. You're getting there. It's close. Bobby, why is a pattern trader a bad thing and I'm not having money to cover DC? Hope I'm setting my limit high enough at $28 on SOFI. Well, we'll find out. Like I said, I have a vibe, a feeling, a gut feeling that there will come a moment in time, and I don't know when this is, but we did have this week on Rocket Lab. The moment happened on Rocket Lab where people woke up and looked at their accounts with sleepy eyes, and they noticed that their Rocket Lab was $20 a share when they had just noticed it a few days ago at 14 something, and it was 20 and it went to 22. Admittedly, Rocket Lab went a little too far too fast and has come back a bit, but it ain't over. You think Rocket Lab is not going to go higher again? You are sadly mistaken. But again, that's the market. People are allowed to be wrong. But at 1701, Rocket Lab is still way above 14. Hello? It's not crashing to $5 a share. A Rocket Lab to 30 is a possibility. And I don't know what day, week, month, whatever, but it's an $8.6 billion company right now. So Rocket Lab has got to go to 30, 35 a share to ultimately be S&P eligible. Okay. But don't bet that isn't going to happen. don't bet on. But okay, everything in perspective. SOFI 13.25. Do you wake up tomorrow, next week, 2 weeks from now, a month from now? Do you wake up one morning and notice your SOFI is up $5 in the after hours, and you're going, what? It's trading at $22 from 17. It's at 19 from 14. It's at 20 from 15. Like, do you wake? That is a strong possibility on SOFI. Yeah. And the train will have left the next station. They've left your station long ago at $7-8. That station you were on, you're waiting for that train to come around again. It's not on your loop anymore. It's further down. It's an express train to a much higher level. And so, just saying, I'm just a guy with no hair who's about to turn 70 this coming year, who has limited time here to tell you, I've seen this crap since 1979. I've been licensed. I was licensed in 1979 as a stockbroker when it was a lot tougher to be a broker than it is now. People say, oh, it's so hard to become a stockbroker today. Nothing like back then. But hey, it's a different world now. And here we are. I'm just regurgitating 45 years of experience for nothing to you guys. What you do with it is up to you. And if you don't believe an old timer, then you are playing a gunfight without a gun. That's all you do. You don't want the advice? It's all right. Anyway, welcome. That response helps us, Romeo. You got it. Real, I watched Class 8 3 times in a row before it sunk in. Lots of stuff to digest on this one. Writing spreads now, and I'm making easy money. Yeah, you gotta have those first 7 classes to get it. And then number 8. Yeah. J-Boy Alberto, do you day trade your options or stock? On occasion, I swing trade my option positions up and down. Does anyone else do that? There you go. This market is wide open to play it. 3 minutes, I think, until we open. I think it's only 3 minutes. And then we'll start trading. 28.10 on your GameStop today. How about that? Multiply that number by 4. And you will note that GameStop is $112 a share right now. Is that 4 times 28? 56. 112. Isn't that 112? Yeah. Every time it goes up $1 now, that's like $4 before when you found me in 2021. Yes, Stephen Butler, number 176. Good morning, everybody. Yes, GameStop, cash rich. No ideas, no stories, no ideas, no plan. We don't know of one. Is there one brewing? We have no idea. We have no idea, but they're cash rich. They really are. $4.5 billion in cash, no debt. 2806 on the stock. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm glad you're with me. 1701 on your Rocket Lab, make it 1706. And SOFI 1322. Welcome to the party, everybody. I think the Dow is off 199, and S&P down 38, and NASDAQ down 231 points, which is 1.1% for the NASDAQ. 0.66% on S&P, and the Dow's down 0.45%. So only the NASDAQ is 1% or lower at the moment. Will that last? I don't know. Crude down 67 cents a barrel, 68.03. I think we're going to 50.55 in the next 2 months. It might take to the new year to kick in, but oil is everywhere. The world has got too much right now, and the needs of nations going forward, much lower, because of alternative energy sources that is being utilized now, and the sun, that star that we are circling, we follow around, that is the source of more energy for mankind than any other source there ever will be created. And then, of course, wind, which is another thingy. And hydro, and nuclear and all that. But I think we're going to be the solar production and the wind production is going to dominate going forward. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It's where the money is. Stephen Butler, I am 176 on your thumbs up meter. Margin called. Hey, good morning, Larry Titus. We're open, baby. We're open. Ding, 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 ding. Let's get this party started. D.H. Ruda and Richard, now you honor the Knights of Neat immediately because that's the power behind this market. It's not the Republicans. It's not the Democrats. It's the Knights of Neat. That is where the power comes from. And you think I'm kidding? Oh, you don't know. Do not make this individual mad at you. You must honor the Knights of Neat. Even Crusaders bow to the needs of the Knights of Neat. There's no question about it. They made a movie about it in the 70s and the 80s. What do you think? I'm kidding? Come on, man. It's real. Welcome to the party, pal. It's nice to have you here. Welcome to the money-making party. Nice to have you around. Nice to see you. Thank you. It's liberation time, baby. You have been freed from your prison, baby. You're out like Andy Dufresne, and the rest of your life is going to be sweet. Baby, oh, you look so good wearing that nice clothes. Do you have any room in your outgoing mail for this? Welcome. Sorry, Mr. Takagi. Mr. Takagi did not learn how to write stock options. Mr. Takagi has declined to learn how to write stock options. Sadly, he economically will not be joining us for the rest of his life. He won't be joining us for the rest of his life. I'm sorry. Welcome. George knows there's shrinkage. You make money in shrinkage and you do the opposite of what everyone else does to make money in this business. George figured it out. You do the opposite. Welcome all. And look at the Knights of Neat being honored by margin call, deep value, Mandu 5, Corinne, we know. Why move from the NSC to NASDAQ? Why? Sharon, were you not here a half an hour ago? I talked about this. Where were you? Sharon, please. Oh, my goodness. You move from New York to NASDAQ so you can be entered into the NASDAQ 100 index. Yeah, the folks at Palantir know we have to be part of the NASDAQ 100. We're a software company. We're technology. SOFI knows that. They're already on the NASDAQ index, exchange. They're on the exchange now. They'll be eventually in the NASDAQ 100. SOFI, too, will be S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100, and there will be hundreds of institutional entities that must pick up SOFI stock to track the indexes that SOFI is in. That is a definite. And SOFI hasn't got enough paper to go around at $13 a share for this party. Nowhere near enough. Stock going to go much, much higher per share. Bobby folded arms on CART. Short call just went out of the money. 2 months to go until the poor man cover call roll. Bobby is making money, and I hope a lot of it. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the party, pals. We're down 125 on the Dow, I think. Let me double check and see if I can get a refresh here on one of my devices. I've got SOFI at, I think, 1328, 1330, something like that. Yeah, we're down 120 on the Dow. We were worse than that in the pre-market. We were worse than that. 0.29. S&P down 39 points. That's 2/3 of a percentage point. NASDAQ off 203, down 1.06%. Today is November the 15th. Option expiry day, the third Friday of the month. It's the most active expiry day of November. Next month, on December, I can't remember, is it the 20th? Someone out there will tell me. The third Friday of December will be the most active expiry day of the year. So Action Jackson is building, baby. We are building up. That's why option writers are so excited. They're making all kinds of money. Hector, neat. Sharon, it's 3:30 a.m. I'm late. I was asleep. It's okay, Sharon. I'm not mad at you. I just love you. Welcome to the party. You're going to be all right. Bobby, I was just about to type. She was probably asleep. There you go. It's okay. No matter where you're watching, welcome all to the program. Oil down 54 cents at 68.16, by the way. We're down again on oil. We're going down to the 50, 55 level. By next spring, we'll be there. It's definitely going lower. Yeah, Barron's just came out with an article, or there's a headline on Barron's. Palantir is leaving the New York Stock Exchange for the NASDAQ. Why that's a big deal for the stock. I know why it's a big deal. You already know why it's a big deal. You don't have to read the article. You know. There you have it. We're ahead of that. That's why I'm here, trying to explain to you in plain English what the hell is going on in the stock market. I don't have to use fancy words. I don't have to use 25 paragraphs. I can just tell you. I'll just tell you what's going on. They want to be part of the NASDAQ 100. 297 people are here right now. Welcome to the party. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button for us today. We so appreciate that. We're sitting here. The last I saw was 150, but I know we're now well over 150 thumbs ups. We're now at 181. Thank you, everybody, for 181 thumbs ups and climbing. We strive to get to 200, and we know we're now going to break that easily today and beyond. So thank you, everybody. Get me to 250, 300 thumbs ups, even better. YouTube promotes the channel with this kind of action. I love you for this. The poll question, look at that, 307 votes now. Wow, 307 votes on the poll question and only 181 thumbs ups. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I work so hard to get you guys to give me thumbs ups. Anyway, I think SoFi shares will jump at least $10 a share within a month of S&P inclusion. 308 people have answered this question. 74% of these folks are saying, yeah, the stock's going to jump at $10 a share the minute they announce it, the minute they do it. 26%, no way. Palantir went up $35, $40 a share. There's no way SoFi is going to go up $10 a share. I mean, Palantir's got 20 billion shares outstanding, and SoFi has 1 billion shares outstanding. Palantir could go up $35, $40, but not SoFi. They can't go up $10. What are you missing? What is it you're not getting? I know what you're not getting. Reality. You're not getting reality of the awareness factor that's going to kick in. You know how many millions of investors out there only buy stock when they're in the S&P 500? I'm not talking institutional traders. I'm not talking about the big boy. I'm talking about zillions of just people, just people that buy 100 shares, 500 shares. This ignoring reality, it blows my mind. But you know what it is? It's they just don't know any better. They don't get it. They're not market savvy. And so it's okay. It's all right. We need winners, but we need losers, because the market is people against people. It's not you against a machine, okay? When you buy stock of Palantir or you write options contracts, you write cash secured puts, you write credit spreads, whatever you're doing in the market, you're not betting. You're not betting or trying to beat a machine. You are betting against other investors. That's all it is. It's just a transference of wealth between people guessing what's going to happen. Now, some people are acting on behalf of organizations, hedge funds, mutual funds, very wealthy investors, dad's money, grandma's estate. There are those who manage capital for other people, and they try to guess how to make money. And you are writing options and following me to write options. You're selling contracts to people who think you're wrong. It's as simple as that. It's nothing personal. It's not a Democratic Republican thing. It's not a communist capitalist thing. It's not socialism and anything else. It's just business. People think differently than you think. Your situation is, I'm an option writer and I write options that are out of the money and that are going to crash in value. That's all. It's nothing personal. The people on the other side respect your opinion. They respect what it is you do. And in the one trade that they're against you, they are going, I don't think you're right on this one, but I understand where you come from because I do what you do too. Of course, someone out there who's buying a contract from you may have a long time ago sold that contract for an even higher price, and they're just cashing in on their trade. But you are looking at this trade going, now's the time for me to get into this trade with a short time frame, out of the money, I'm going to cash in. Or it's a cash secured put on the future of the company's stock, and I'm willing to go out to January 26th and write cash secured puts on SoFi and say, thank you, sir. Give me this ridiculous amount of money. I'll take it. It's okay. It's all right. No one is mad at you. Believe me. It's all business, and there's a lot of business going on. Welcome to the party, everybody. I'm glad you're all here. December 20 is correct, says Bobby. Hector, Uncle Bruce, GameStop is climbing. I want to sell covered calls. What strikes should I do on GameStop? It's climbing, baby. It's going higher. What do I do? Well, they're 2801. I mean, you can write 30s, 32s, 35s, 40s. How far out in time you want to go? Richard, my NVIDIA Iron Condo expires today. Interesting, Sharon. And I am renovating my house, and the trades are here. The tradesmen are here making noise at 7 a.m. Oh my gosh, Richard, I got 145.50 on and a 195, a 95 100 and a 145.50. Richard Carlin is saying on my NVIDIA. So the puts are dead. They died a long time ago. The calls are quickly expiring, except that what are we at on the stock right now? NVIDIA's 144.27, and you're pushing the line. You didn't do a rollover. Maybe you might want to, I don't know, man. Come to Papa, says Richard. Okay, Luca, neat. I'm here. Welcome. Let's see how this pans out. I wrote a $27 put on SOFI for Jan 27 for $14.50. Oh, $22.50. You're willing to pay $12.50 for your stock. You're willing to pay. That's $8. The stock's at $13.16. You're willing to pay less. Very interesting. Stock goes to 20. You're a happy camper. Stock goes to 25. You're happier. Stock goes to 30. Keep it all. Interesting. Well, like I say, someone doesn't agree with you. They gave you the money, but hey, you got the money now. 2,700 plus 1,450 more. You're sitting on 3,200. How much you sitting on? No, you're sitting on $4,200 in cash. Not bad. Can you imagine writing 100 of these, doing 100 of these positions? Whoa. And let's see what happens. Richard, not rolling into earnings. I just watched it today, and I'm cutting bait, baby. There you go. Well, yeah, they may be worthless by the end of the night. Up to you. 13.16 on SoFi, down 25 cents. We got the Dow now down 126. Tesla's up 250. Look at the Costco down 15.30. That's giving up some ground. 908. Coinbase up 166, holding at 280, but it's backed off already this week. SoFi 13.15. Rocket Lab 17.03, down 33. GameStop is up 72 to 28.09. AI down 38 cents. NVIDIA down 3.08. Matterport down a dime. SmartRent up 2 cents. ME down 20. Google down 2.13. Apple down 2.63 a share. And Microsoft down $8.49. Broadcom down 197. Intel down 44 cents. Netflix down 10.79. Meta Platforms down 9.61. Amazon down 5.89. Eli Lilly down $20.58. It's option expiry Friday, the third Friday of the month. Spiders are down 4.10. Qs are down 7.30. Super Micro down up 12 cents at 18.13. Uber up 172 to 73.16. Adobe down $18 a share. Cisco down 28. AMD down 291. Unity down 85. Enphase up 127. Of course, for Uber, it's a good day because if Tesla backs off because of the elimination of the $7,500 tax credit, that means robo-taxis are on their own without federal help, not from the Trump people. This should be an interesting thing. And yet Elon is tight with Trump. Elon has no friends. The Biden administration didn't warm up to him. I don't know why. The Biden people should have warmed up to Musk. The Trump people are killing the tax incentives, so Musk is getting hammered on that. Could be heavily hammered. Then again, does he get an exemption? I don't know, but it doesn't look great. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. Fascinating developments going on out there. Fun stuff. Welcome everyone to the program. Nice to have you with me today. How low will SoFi go today, and will there be a bounce back? Usually, we've seen this before. The stock drops first thing in the morning, half an hour down, and then it runs to newer highs. Could that happen? Could SoFi be over 14 sometime in the next 2 hours? Very possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it certainly can happen. We know this game. We know this game. U.S. industrial output battered for the second month by Boeing strike and hurricanes. We knew that was coming. That's not a Biden thing or a Trump thing. We knew there was a strike at Boeing. We knew there were hurricanes. So, okay, we'll follow that. Nothing personal, just business. Interesting. Yeah, what's going to happen, kids? The Republicans are already talking about, and the admitting is happening. There's the quiet whispers by economists. The economists out there are saying, okay, just doing a tax cut extension and killing off certain programs, the U.S. deficit will go up dramatically. That's already bought in and baked into the numbers. Then there's the talk about other things that they want to do in the first 18 months of the Trump presidency. That will add $7 trillion to the debt of America going forward. That's already baked in. We already know that. So, well, is this really going to happen? Are senators and congressmen actually going to vote in another deficit boost of that magnitude? One other thing to worry about, if you're a fan of this guy, in less than 2 years, in about 18 to 19, 20 months from now, this is a lame duck president, because he can't rerun. He's done. And so at the end of the second year, the last 2 years, nothing gets done, okay? Especially if the House goes back Democratic or the Senate goes back. Nothing will get done for 2 years. So it's a 2-year run, maybe. Then it's a dead duck, wimp-ass presidency for the last 2 years. And who knows what's going on. So that is the whispering behind the scenes. This is nothing personal. It's nothing political. This is just the reality of the position that everyone is in out there. And the next round of elections, the midterms, more Republican senators are up for re-election than Democratic senators are up for re-election. And typically you get these shifts to the other side. I don't know. And of course, within a year and a half from now, within 18 months, the declaration of running for presidents will start. And the speculation begins on both sides, because there will be another brand new president taking over the White House in 2029 after the 2028 election. There'll be another new person in there. And I don't know who that is. It won't be Joe Biden. It won't be Donald Trump. It won't be Obama. It's got to be someone new. Now, you decide, you figure it out. We'll know. We'll know in a year and a half to 2 years who the candidates are going to be that are going to try to become the next leader of either side. It's a lame duck president in 2 years. So I don't know. Unbelievable. Jeff, maybe Musk thinks the tax credit suspension hurts his smaller competitors more, and maybe he cut a deal with Trump to tear off the pants off of foreign competition. Crony capitalism. Charlie, Canada Post is starting this morning. Thank goodness I made a little money on the side writing options. Hopefully it's not a long strike. Jeff, there's something at least suitable for competent citizens of a state. I don't know what to make of that. Jeff, another, yeah, whatever. I can't even pronounce it. Up to you to figure this out. 1326 on SOFI. Now it's 27. We were down to 1308 on SOFI. We're now 1327, and we're down only 13 cents in what is this? 19 minutes, 6.5 million shares, and we're bouncing back to run it the other direction. 1328 down 13 cents on SOFI. Now down 12 cents, excuse me. Only down 12 cents on SOFI. Rocket Lab is also bouncing. Got down to 1680 for like a moment. 1713 now. a recovery of 33 cents from the low. We're down only 23 cents on 3.89 million. So just under 4 million traded on Rocket Lab, and we're coming back up, still down 19 cents on Rocket Lab, down 12 on SoFi. GameStop is green at 43 cents, up at 27.80, not backed off yet. Tesla is up 678 despite all the bad news. Tesla's up 678. Costco down 920. Coinbase up 450, 460. SoFi down 13. Rocket Lab down 19. GameStop up 43. The Dow off 164. There you go. There's your very early morning trading on option expiry day. Volatility will be everywhere today. All stocks are going to yo-yo around their close from last night. I do know what's going to happen. We'll see. Sharon Palantir is 63.40. That's it right there. Palantir, 63.40. These are the high of all time. I think. I don't know if they said. No, maybe not all time, but certainly in the last 52 weeks, maybe all time. I don't know what's all time Palantir. Yeah, this is all time. I don't think it's ever been this high before. 2 billion shares outstanding, not 20 billion. 2 billion out there for Palantir. Double the number of SoFi shares exist for Palantir, everybody. And yeah, we've been running here 63.50 for the high, a 62, 63 right now. Amazing. Okay. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Cantor Fitzgerald is seeing 6 changes to the NASDAQ 100 index in December. They think there will be 6 changes to the S&P, to the NASDAQ 100. Very, very interesting. I don't know. They're telling investors that Palantir, MicroStrategy, which is MSTR, Axon will be added with Supermicro, Moderna, and Illumina being dumped. So 3 in and 3 out. That's 6 changes. That's what Cantor Fitzgerald is guessing on the NASDAQ 100. That is why Palantir is shifting to the NASDAQ Stock Exchange off the New York Stock Exchange. And Palantir is up 360 right now on the session, reflecting this. That's what Sharon is talking about here. That's what we're watching. Okay. SoFi's day will come, but it's not yet. There you go. 1323 on SoFi, 1714 on Rocket Lab, 1719 on Rocket Lab. We're only down 17 cents now on Rocket Lab. SoFi down 16. GameStop at 27.51, up 14 cents. Costco down 7.20. Tesla up 7.11. Coinbase up $5. Welcome to the party, pal. Nice to see you. Tesla didn't lobby for subsidies. That was GM, supposedly. Musk is focused on bringing down the price of EVs by efficiencies in manufacturing. Dude, on Tesla with the EV credits, I heard this. The competition only makes revenue with the tax credits. Tesla beating them on the cost to build. Tesla also makes a lot of money on what's called emissions credits. Tesla doesn't burn coal to make a car. Tesla doesn't when they their products are produced and delivered, the emissions that Tesla doesn't do gives them tons of dollars, billions of dollars in environmental credits. I don't know how else to explain it, and that has been a factor as well as a corporation. All right, R4, Elon Musk is the Department of Defense's largest contractor by far, has been for years. Again, all kinds of weird stuff. Don't forget, Tesla makes solar panels for buildings. They make battery storage systems for electricity as well. Tesla is not just cars. Everyone thinks, oh, it's cars, it's cars. No, there's a lot more to that. Very interesting. Dude, plus they have their own assembly line at Tesla, building every part. They even have their own insurance in some countries. They charge for the FSD full service driving monthly, taking tons in there. Exactly. They really are much, much more than just building a car. They're not GM or Ford. Here's the other kicker. When Biden took over the White House in the first year, he invited the EV industry to the White House. Didn't include Tesla in the invite. Ford showed up, GM showed up, and what has Ford done in the last quarter? Discontinued EV production. They've basically shut it down. Ford is backed off big time. GM shut it down, and yet they were the darling of the White House. And they were the ones getting all these subsidies and all this free cash. Remember, socialized corporate America is alive and well, okay? The socialist corporate system lives and benefits greatly. Defense Department contractors, the environmentalists, all these companies, airlines, healthcare, everybody goes to Washington for handouts. They have zillions of promoters known as consultants. Corporate America is all over Washington for freebies, and they get it, okay? And every president knows to get elected, you got to hand these guys trillions of dollars over the next decades because they'll bury you if you don't. America is a socialistic country when it comes to corporate welfare. Big time. Don't think anything less than that. Anyway, there you go. Sharon, I have Palantir $57 cash secured puts expiring today. I'll be keeping all that money. Well done, Sharon. Well done. Now you'll be writing new contracts on Monday for more money. Lovely. Well done indeed. Keep up the good work. We're down 228 on the Dow. We're down 46 on S&P. We're down 246 on NASDAQ. So remember, corporate America talks the talk about government spending coming down, but they don't talk the talk about they selling to the government or getting government help to keep competition at bay. The pickup truck business is the classic example of socialism in America to the nth degree that is so deeply buried in the American psyche that even the victims of this don't get it. I was at a Home Depot yesterday here in Calgary. Jen and I had to go to a Home Depot. We walked around Home Depot on the way in and on the way out. I took a look at the vehicles in the parking lot for Home Depot. And there is contractor parking over there for all the contractors. And over here is where customers park their vehicles, okay? The contractor parking lot is full of pickup trucks and light trucks. Guess where all those trucks are made? They're not made overseas. They're all made in America and made in Canada and parts from Mexico under the free trade deal. These trucks are all North American produced, and the contractors that drive these trucks, and I'm looking at limited edition trucks, the high-end pickup trucks with all the bells and whistles. These are $100,000 vehicles and more, and they're all paying 50% too much for those vehicles. They're all getting ripped off, and they're all theoretically Trump supporters. These guys are driving the diesel-powered V8 super stroke crap cars that are polluting the world left, right, and center, pulling in 12 to 15 miles a gallon performance on their unleaded trucks. These guys have their tax write-offs to buy these vehicles and operate these vehicles and depreciate these vehicles. They pay taxes way down here because they write off these luxury liner pickup trucks. And Ford knows it, and Ram knows it, and GMC knows it, and nothing is going to change. Nothing. There is no way a pickup truck at $40,000 with all the bells and whistles will be allowed into North America from South Korea, from Taiwan, from China, from Vietnam, from Brazil, from anywhere. There is no way this business is going to be allowed into America or Canada from the outside. Politicians, there's no way they're going to allow this to happen. So Americans and Canadians get screwed by fellow Americans and fellow Canadians. They screw each other through their politicians, and we pay through the nose. And that's why you want to bring a contractor into your home that you need to put an addition on, or you need your kitchen redone, or You had a flood, you had a hurricane, and your insurance company is going to give you 100,000, 200,000 to rebuild. I can guarantee you the profit margins that your contractors are enjoying because they're licensed. Remember, an outsider can't become a contractor without being licensed in your county, city, state, country. This is a closed shop. This is a closed business. These guys go to Home Depot to buy a new DeWalt leveling system. You know those leveling systems that are laser operated that keeps the thing level? Guess where those are made? Vietnam. Have you been in a Home Depot lately? Have you taken a look at where screwdrivers come from? Have you taken a look at where hammers come from? Have you taken a look where all the drill sets come from? Have you looked at where your barbecue comes from? Have you any idea where all the handles for your doors, your taps for your sinks, the sink itself, where are these manufactured? China, Vietnam, South Korea, Taiwan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India. Where do you think? America? Stanley Black & Decker merchandise is not made in America. It's got an American name on it. The headquarters of Stanley Black & Decker is Bermuda. Okay, get real. Wake up. These folks are Trumpsters. They want Trump in the office. They want socialized corporate America to stay right where it is. Do not allow pickup trucks in from any country other than U.S., Canada, Mexico deals. No one else. Toyota Tundra pickup trucks, made in Texas, baby. North Carolina, South Carolina, union-free states is where this stuff is made. That's the only way a Toyota logo goes on any pickup truck. It's made in America by Americans. This is the name. The corporate welfare is alive and well in Washington and is not going away under this administration. The so-called make it great again? No. Just make Americans make money. Allow Americans to make a lot of money. One way to make a lot of money is produce product overseas and import it into this country for pennies on the dollar. Why would you make a screwdriver in America when you can make it for 1/10 the price in Vietnam and pay a 20% duty? So what? Pay a 20% tariff on a 50-cent screwdriver? That's going to stop you from buying a screwdriver for $8.95 at Home Depot. These guys all are making money. But don't worry about these guys. It's all good. It's all very good. Incredible. Anyway, there you go. Dude, it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. If you are in one of these EV tax credit states, you essentially get a Tesla free. Some apartments have free Tesla charging too. Luca, Tesla only lives because of government help with tax breaks for buyers and such. He gets the message to Donald. Luca, if he cares about Tesla. Spicy, do we talk about stocks anymore in this channel? Luca, hi Spicy. Yes, Tesla, how the EV world companies are affected by Donald. Dude, Spicy Andrew, what you got? Dude, today I sold put spreads in GameStop, Tesla, a few call spreads rolled up. I think the exuberance is temporarily out of this market. DC, dang, I'm out of bagels. Splair, good morning, you all. Look, I don't actually have a problem with this stuff. It's just the hypocrisy of it. That's where I have a problem. People talk the talk about, oh, we're going to make America great again. We're going to make Canada great. We're going to create jobs in our country. Not going to happen. There's no incentive financially unless government gives it to you to produce anything in the United States or in Canada. There's no financial gain at all. Now, making ice cream cones in Canada is good right locally, and making ice cream cones for Disneyland is good for Disneyland. They're not Chinese-made ice cream cones. Okay, I get you there. But making a car, making a forklift, making a bulldozer, making a dump truck is only good locally if you get the tax breaks to do it. Otherwise, they're made elsewhere. And if you go to Brazil, and you go to Peru, and you go to Ecuador, and you go to Argentina, and you go to anywhere in South America, you go anywhere in Africa, and you take a look where heavy equipment comes from, where do trucks come from in those countries? They're not Fords made in Illinois or in Michigan. They're not Rams. They're made offshore. And you have Daihatsu, you've got Nissan, you've got Toyota, you've got Chinese brands. all over the place for all this equipment, all this heavy duty stuff that was designed and created in America, envisioned in America. The Deere backhoe and the super cranes and all that, all American ingenuity and design, but now manufactured and distributed overseas to overseas clients. The only people that drive Ford F-150 high-end cars and Ram super whatevers and GMC, whatever you call them, are Canadians and Americans and some Mexicans. That's it. The rest of the market, the rest of the world doesn't want this shit. They don't want American-made, Canadian-made trucks. They are too expensive to operate. They're incredibly inefficient, and they're not very reliable anymore. They used to be well-made. They're not well-made anymore. Americans are finding all kinds of warranty problems with their domestically produced product, and it's just a nightmare. And the attitude is simply this: I bought a $120,000 truck for my company that is a consulting, is a contracting company, and I was able to write off virtually all of it in 2 or 3 years, courtesy of the tax bill from the Republicans through the IRS. I can write off $40,000 a year on my truck against my earnings. I don't pay taxes. My business makes $80,000 a year in profit, and I can take 40 of that or more and write off equipment against this profit. And at the end of the day, I have a $35,000 profitable company that pays me and my wife $20,000 a year each in salary. We don't pay any taxes making $20,000 a year each in income. And if I need more write-offs, I get my kids to work for my company part-time. There are contractors out there who are living the life of luxury, making $1 million in revenues, clearing $200,000 in profits, and writing off $200,000 in legitimate write-offs, courtesy of Made in America crap. And made in Hawaii, Taiwan, made in Vietnam, made in China crap, because it's contracting product. They're writing it all off. And the American person, the country of the United States, gets nothing from all this activity from a tax angle. They get sales tax. That's a local state thing. They get some income tax here and there. They have fewer unemployed people. I'll get you that. The person working for the contractor getting $25 an hour, 30 an hour, whatever, they're paying income tax. The feds are getting it somewhere. And that's the argument by contractors and by large architectural companies, engineering companies. We employ thousands of people that pay tax. But we at the top, we pay nothing. We pay a fraction of tax because we have ways to write it off. It's the 1%, it's the 5% who fund the very politicians that give them the idea, the ability to write this stuff off. It's a great country. That's why it's such a great country. If you're a top 5%er. If you're watching me here as an option writer, you're trying to become a 5%er because you realize there is no hope for you to ever become a millionaire in your job and in your career. It's not going to happen. You can become a millionaire if you get lucky. You bought a house in the right town at the right time that's exploding in price, and your house went from $300,000 to $1 million in value in 10 years. You got lucky. You're in the right place at the right time. But if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you bought a house for $300,000 that's worth $300,000 because your town is a Rust Belt town or just isn't in vogue right now. Welcome to the party. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Can you make money writing options more than doing something else? And do you need $1 million in capital to write options to make a fortune? There's the other liberator. That's the big thing happening around this channel here. People are figuring out 50 grand in capital. I can be self-employed on that. I'm figuring it out with Uncle Bruce. I don't need $1 million to be self-employed. I could be sitting on 50 grand and not work anymore for anybody. That's how bad it is to be a worker in America and Canada. This is what is being discovered every single day. You know what I just discovered? Standing over here?
I could hear you were on a rant.
She could hear. Didn't want to interfere. Let him rant.
I could feel you were winding down.
He was getting into it. How you doing? Welcome to Friday.
I know, it's Friday.
Tomorrow is class day.
Tomorrow is class day.
We're going to be on. We're going to be on tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow at 2:00 Eastern, we're doing the class. I keep forgetting to do this. If you want to be in the class tomorrow, you need to just make a payment of $150 to this PayPal address that is now scrolling down below. I should have done this hours ago. And send me an email right here. Let me know. Bruce, I sent you $150. I'm in the class. Please send me the link to the class to this email address that's right here, because I've just sent you an email. That's the email I want you to send the link to, because otherwise I can't be in the class unless you send me a link. The link will go out somewhere 20 to 30 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes before the class starts. And it happens every time. Every time it happens. I start loyally starting to send out the links, and I just do one at a time. Jen drives me nuts with, you should do it all at once. I do it one at a time.
He does it one at a time.
And some people panic. I haven't got the link yet. Are you sending me the link? Yes. I won't start the class until you're all here. But I will give it, once the links are out, if after 10 minutes you aren't all here, I'm going to make an assumption. You got the link, but you can't join me live. It's okay. You can watch it on a rerun, and you can get the final version edited anyway. You're not going to lose. Okay.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We've got all kinds of commentary. What else is going on here?
You're looking a little rough this morning.
Well, I can afford to do that because I make people rich. I don't have to shave every day. Richard Carlin. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Bobby. She wants me to grow my hair. I don't want to grow a beard. Thank you, North American employees, for teaching me how to live with less, says Bobby. Mandu number 5, good morning, Auntie Jen. Bobby, good morning, Auntie Jen. What interests me, it just blows my mind, is organized labor, unions, has never had a friend like Biden. The Biden White House was the union's #1 guy supporter in Washington. The Republicans in the House hate unions. The senators in the Senate for Republicans hate unions. Presidential candidates on the Republican ticket hate unions. And yet Biden was on the picket line personally for the auto strike.
That's amazing.
The auto strike. He was on the picket line personally. There was no more loyal president and no more loyal party to the unionized workers in the United States of America. And they all abandoned him. They walked away from the Democratic Party. They turned their backs. And now there's a so-called friend in Washington for organized labor. I don't think so. I think there's going to be a rude awakening here. Jen and I were talking about something yesterday about how at age 69, going on 70, we were here on the planet as adults, remembering in our early 20s when in 1975, 1980, 1985, from 20 to 30 years of age, we saw the carnage firsthand and heard about it, about how people were losing their jobs in Ontario, Quebec, New York State, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and all the factories in Tennessee, Kentucky, Atlanta, all the cities across the United States that were what we refer to now as one employer towns. One town would be completely dominated by Ingersoll Rand or by Whirlpool or by Maytag or Zenith, RCA Victor, all these American brands that were making everything for everybody, making product for businesses and product for home use, all disappeared in 10 years. They shut down their factories. They shut down their development centers, their distribution centers, and now companies like Kmart, Sears, Roebuck, eventually Target, Walmart, Costco, Priceline, all these retailers in the United States were now carrying merchandise in their stores that used to be made in America. Now these items are made somewhere else, overseas. And they bragged to their customers. Walmart was bragging. Lower prices, price rollbacks. You can now get stuff at our store for less than ever before. America, you are winning. And the millions and millions and millions of people who only ever had jobs in unionized factory settings from their high school days right through retirement, and those who got caught that were still working for these factories in their mid-30s all the way up to their 50s were all let go within 10 years. They couldn't afford to they couldn't afford to buy at Walmart. They couldn't buy anything. They got wiped out. Houses that were worth $150,000 a year later were worth $50,000 in Cleveland, Akron, you name the towns across America, the cities, and politicians paid the price. Those politicians in the 70s and 80s, they paid the price if they were politicians in those districts. There wasn't a damn thing they could do about it because the American government was not going to subsidize businesses when they couldn't afford to do it. They were broke. They had done this already for too many years. And so businesses got smart because business people are smart people. Entrepreneurial, they had product made overseas. They brought it in and sold it through Walmart, Target, Costco, Kmart, Sears, JCPenney, Marshalls. Look at all the clothing in the women's department. You tell me any woman out there that can go today to any department store, if there are any left, or they buy product online through Amazon, you tell me where your merchandise is made. Where are your shoes made? Where are your dresses made? Where's your jewelry made? Costume jewelry. You tell me it's not made in America. Women long ago figured out the cheapest prices are here, and it's made in Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Myanmar, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia. It's not made in America. It's gone. It's all over. The guys, your boots, your work boots, your jeans, your baseball caps, your NFL logoed merchandise, where is it made? Overseas. The great American game of NFL football. Everyone wearing anything with an NFL team logo on it, you are not buying made in America product. And you're paying for a cap, $35, $45 for a cap that cost $1 to make in Bangladesh. You're getting ripped off by the NFL. And you're subsidizing those multi-million-dollar players. You're paying for it. Welcome to the world of 2024. It didn't happen last week. It didn't happen 5 years ago. It didn't happen under the latest Democratic administration. This has been going on since the 80s. It continues on and will not stop. It will continue on. Welcome everybody to the party, pal. Jen, what should I do today with my bagel?
I don't know. We got to get you some happy food.
My viewers are making nothing but money writing options. You don't have to own stock in American factories at all. You can just write options and make a ton of money. Welcome, everybody. You can buy those cheap imported goods at ridiculous prices, of course. Welcome to the party. I think it's grape jelly time. I mean, it's Friday, right?
Yeah, you going to be on that long, or should I just make it and keep it in the kitchen?
Man, an hour and 47 I've been on the air already. Yeah, I might be close to being done here. I may have upset too many people already with my rant. I don't know.
Well, I'll make it. You can decide when I come back.
Okay. Oh, and I don't need any nappies. Look at all these nappies. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you all for joining me and being here this week, last week, the month before. Join me tomorrow if you dare. Class number 18, lesson 18, maximizing profits from writing options. We'll be doing that tomorrow, 2:00 Eastern time. If you've made a donation here to this PayPal address that's scrolling by, you're in to win. Send me an email confirming your attendance. I look forward to having you with us. We'll cover all kinds of topics. If you have any comments or thoughts on what you'd like me to talk about, send me a private email. Let me know. Tell me, hey, Bruce, I know you're doing your class tomorrow. I'm going to be in the class. I would love to hear about this. I would really like to know about this. For me and the option writing I'm doing, I would really like to know if you could give me info on this and this and this. Tell me. I'll add it to the class. Away we go. I want to make you happy. I want to make you richer. I really do. I want you to be aware of the scenario you're in, the world in which you live, and you might not like what I have to say about it. I'm sorry. You need to know. You need to be aware that your politicians are handcuffed as to what they can and cannot get done for you. And unfortunately, unless you're part of this group or this group or this group that heavily funds these people, they're not going to do what you want them to do for you. You do not matter, because you're not helping them with their $1 billion re-election campaign or $10 million re-election campaign, $50 million contribution. You're just not there. So you got to become self-reliant on your own knowledge and your own brain cells and your own assets. And there's ways to do it. This channel, I'll try to show you the ways to do it. If I upset you and you don't want to hear the message, you don't really want to know. You're just looking for the solution to come to you from somewhere else. Well, keep waiting. There are people who've been waiting since the 80s and 90s for the solution. They got laid off. They saw their parents get laid off and go broke. They saw their parents' standard of living get cut in half, and they just made it through retirement. They didn't have health care. They lost it from their union. They lost the big wages. Their Social Security was a fraction of what they hoped it would be, and their company pension got eliminated from existence. And so millions of Americans and Canadians got screwed in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. But you know what? Today's politicians, it's 2024, man. I'm not running on 1974, 84 developments. I'm here for 2024. I'm here for your future. I'm the best guy for your future. Really? You think that's true? Maybe your best future is your own future. Maybe that's it. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Let's see. What happens if Trump increases tariffs on foreign imports? American taxes go up to Americans. The U.S. Treasury collects a lot of money in tariffs. It goes to the American government, and that's going to be used to fund big tax write-offs for the very wealthy. Those are the ones who pay the taxes. I mean, they're the only ones left. The poor of America, nobody poor pays taxes. You pay sales tax, you pay gas tax. Yeah, but if you don't make $1 million, you don't pay a lot of money in taxes. You only make $40,000 a year. How much tax can you pay? $80,000 a year? You can't. I mean, what, really? Yeah. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Bobby, thank you, North American employers, for teaching me how to live with less. Mandu, good morning. Morning, Auntie Jen, from Bobby and Mandu and Sundance. Jeff, Corinne, massive inflation. We're entering the you know what round. Nobody, what time is that class tomorrow? 2:00 Eastern time. Have a relaxed weekend if you all enjoy studying time. Bobby, Uncle Bruce is going to make me write a letter to my MP, screwing us since the 80s. Neat from Richard. Out of my NVIDIA Iron Condor. Well done, Richard. Cindy, Uncle Bruce, do you recommend any Palantir spreads, puts, and calls? Well behind. $15 each side. Easily $15. I mean, 20% out. Be careful. Be careful. That's what Elaine would say to Kramer at the video store. Be very, very careful. Otherwise, you're asking for it. Be conservative. You're here forever, not for 1 week. You're here forever. You're not here for just the next 2 years. You're here for the 2 years after that, and the 2 years after that, and the 2 years. It's going to be all right. Thank you all for joining me and being part of this channel in whatever way you want to be. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. We appreciate this. Thank you for being part of my poll question. 217 thumbs ups. Look at that. You guys are incredible. 367 votes on the poll question. 74% say, I think SOFI shares will climb $10 a share within a month of being included in the S&P 500. I think so. Only 26% don't think so. 3-1. Awesome result. I love to hear that. I'm curious, what do you think about this? I appreciate you letting me in on what your thoughts are. Thank you all so much for being with me today. We see the markets right now. Rocket Lab up 5 cents, gone green, baby. Rocket Lab has gone green. Hello, at 17 42. SoFi only down 23 cents. GameStop down 3. Matterport down about 12. ME down 30. Spire unchanged. ATIP down a dime. SmartRent up 6.5. Apple down 340. Tesla up 270. Microsoft down 950. Alphabet down 318. Amazon down 6. Nvidia down 4. Meta down 13. Goldman up 40. Cisco down 47. ARC down $1. Pfizer down 91. HPQ up 7. Unity down 123. AI down 90. Adobe down $22. The Netflix down 1680. IBM down 164. Vanik down 570. Home Depot down 77. Enphase down 22. Palantir up $3. Uber up $1.06. There you go. Some ups, mostly downs. It's option expiry Friday. Welcome to the party, pal. It's great to have you with us. You just never know on option expiry what's going to happen. Do not be surprised if the Dow ends up green today. It could happen. We're down 278 on the Dow, and we could turn it around in half an hour. Be very mindful of the volatility of this market. We're down 66 on S&P. We're down 347 on NASDAQ. Oil down 36 cents a barrel. That is the story here. And we're just going to find out how it all plays out. And then we start again on Monday. Do not forget tomorrow. We'll talk about today a little bit tomorrow in the class, but not really. We're going to talk about maximizing your dollars by being an option writer tomorrow. And thank you, all of you who have already registered. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Should be a ton of fun. Have a great rest of your day today. Get ready to rumble tomorrow. 13.23 on SoFi, now 24. We're slowly coming back on again on SoFi. It refuses to give up this level. We're only $1.20 away from the 14.54 or $1.30 away, I guess. Giddy up, man. Changes are a-coming. Thank you so very much. Richard Carlin. Neat. There you go. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody. Fun, kids. Have a good one. We'll see you here tomorrow for the class, and then Monday morning. First thing Monday morning. Let's get on with it. We got money to make next week. Larry, have a great weekend, everybody. Neat. Indeed. Okay, kids. See you tomorrow at 2, and then we'll see you Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.